Hey guys, welcome to the latest episode of Inside Houston Real Estate. Today we are in the Highland Village area of Houston, easily one of my most favorite parts of town, and we are featuring a just listed new construction modern home, and we can't wait to bring you inside, so let's go. So welcome back to the channel. So before we take you inside this beautiful house, I just wanted to let you see what the streetscape looks like. I love streets like this, Morgan. If you pan up and you can see how the trees just canopy over the street, I love it. This is a nice, quiet neighborhood, close to shopping, close to restaurant, close to everything you could possibly need. Like I mentioned in the intro, Highland Village is one of my favorite parts of town. Now let's take a look at the exterior of this house. I love this huge tree in the front yard, and it's hard for us to get a good thumbnail picture because of the tree, but the landscaping is just superb. I'm not sure what you want to call this facade because it's kind of transitional, and you'll see that as we go through the house, but it's a modern, slightly contemporary, slightly traditional. It's just a different type of build than we're accustomed to seeing. And you have the brick facade, and then the dark window frames, really nicely done. I also want to point out the coach lights on each side of the garage, as well as here, which is the outside of the study. And look at the landscaping here, Morgan. It's just nicely done. A great combination of plants and shrubs and flowers. So let's work our way to the inside. And before we get there, this is a beautiful presentation. Take a look at the paneling here in this front covered porch. Obviously you see a couple of chairs here, so it's a nice place you can come sit out, enjoy the nice weather. And before we go inside, let's talk about these steel and glass doors. And what I love about them, a lot of homes that we've featured lately on the channel, they are steel and glass, but the glass is completely see-through. I've had some comments on the channel where people say, why do people want everybody to see right inside their house? So this glass has a wavy pattern to it. Hope it's being picked up in the video. So you get a lot of natural light coming in, but yet you still maintain some privacy. So let's go. Double door entry, beautifully done. And stepping into the foyer, this is just a beautiful build. Before we continue with the tour, let me give you the specs. This house is 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths. It is a total of 5,202 square feet on a lot that is 7,700 square feet, and it was just listed for $2,850,000. Now, folks, as we're going through this, if you want to buy this home, you definitely reach out to my daughter Morgan and I, and we can arrange for a private showing. All right, let's continue with the tour. So Morgan, I don't even know where to begin, but immediately to the left, you have your formal dining area, and I'm gonna step to this side because you have these large windows over here, which it's just a beautiful presentation. I like the light fixtures they use throughout this house. That large mirror really gives the room some depth, but it's a large dining area. Now this is just a table for 6. You can obviously go bigger than this. You have a shallow tray ceiling at top. I really like this presentation when you come in the home because it's nice and open. A lot of times these formal dining rooms, the walls come out a lot further and you lose some of the open feeling of the plan. Now, so that's your formal dining room. On the opposite side of the foyer, you have your study. And there's a generous use of great woodwork done throughout this house. Now you have a French door opening here, double doors with the glass. Morgan, look at the windows here. And then another great use of putting a mirror right there to even make the room feel larger than it is. Great light fixture. And look at this. That's the Brooklyn Bridge. Folks, I was born in Brooklyn, so I might have to swipe this picture on this tour. All right, and then in this study, let me open this up right here. is you have a really nice sized closet. And you're gonna notice as we go through this home, there's a lot of closet and a lot of storage space.
Absolutely. I would also say this is the first time I've seen a closet in the study that big.
Absolutely, yeah. In fact, I don't even recall seeing any closets in any of the studies
Yeah.
that we've done, but that's beyond a coat closet. That's a true functional closet. So let's go this way, because this is your downstairs powder room, and it's a nice presentation. You have a floating cabinet here, nice countertops. I love the fixtures that they chose. And we also want to point out that these are 8-foot high doors here. So you have to have 8-foot doors when you're in a home at $2,850,000. Also, let's point out the fact that these are flat walls and they've done a really good job with that. All right, so let's work our way back this way, back through the study. And Morgan, while we're standing here, I want to pan up because these ceilings in here are probably in the ballpark of 24 feet is my guess. And so having this open feeling is really nice. All right, let's work our way into the home. And folks, when we get ready to take you to the second floor, we're going to really highlight these stairs. But this is one of the nicest presentations I have seen for stairs going up with this curvature here. And then this whole box wood panel wall going all the way up to the ceiling and wrapping around. That is beautifully done. And the light fixture they chose here is perfect for the space. All right, also Morgan, right now you have this presentation here, but Christmas time, holidays, this would be a great area to put a Christmas tree. What do you think?
That would be absolutely beautiful.
You know, people come in your home, they smell that fresh pine as soon as they walk in. Oh man, that's really nice. All right. Now, before we get further inside the house, let's shoot down this way because there's a couple of little goodies. All right. So here you have another storage closet, and this is on the opposite side of the stairs, so you can see how it curves around. And I love when builders really maximize storage area because that seems to be what a lot of homes are lacking these days. And this is the same powder room that we were just in, so you can access this from the study or from the main living area. And you have another closet here. So you can put some linens in here to service this powder room. And then let's go this way, Morgan. So this is your downstairs bedroom. And I want to point out these floors because you have the hardwood floors. Really nice. And then, as I always do, point out, look at the baseboards, but then look at the trim piece that's running around the lower end. A lot of builders don't pay attention to these fine details. So that's a nice touch. And then take a look at this bathroom. I'll let you go inside. I love the cabinetry that they chose in here. And look at this shower. This is absolutely beautiful. So the selection of tile, I believe it's a porcelain, mud set shower. Once again, the hardware that they chose in here is absolutely stunning. And this surround tile goes all the way up to the ceiling. So this is just a beautiful presentation. Now, here's something that's interesting. Take a look at this. Voila. Now, we're going to come back out here later, but I just wanted to point out, folks, this is kind of the bedroom that services the backyard. So if you have, this is a great guest room. There's an entrance from here. Beautifully done. And we'll cover the backyard a little bit later on in the tour, but I just wanted to point that out. Okay. All right, now let's get into the meat and potatoes. All right, back in the entryway, you have this beautiful bar area, and I believe these are quartzite counters. This is so tastefully done. I love the selection of the furniture that the interior designer chose when they staged this home. But this, once again, is a nice open feeling. And Morgan, if you follow me around, from the dining room, you do have a pass-through which will lead to the great room as well as the kitchen. But take a look at this. Beautiful cabinets. Obviously, everything is soft close system. Look at the wine rack here. You have a wet bar, you have an ice maker, and you have a wine refrigerator. This is nicely done because this area, if you're entertaining, is nice and open into your great room. So what's your thoughts, Morgan, when you first walk in this house and you feel the openness of it? I mean, what type of vibes does it give you?
I want to live here, of course. No, it's really exceptional. The open floor plan, the staircase for me is definitely a true showstopper.
Right.
And just the fact that it's made for entertaining, I think, is really nice. So
Yeah, this is a great entertaining home. And folks, you can see the size of this great room area. You have a sofa, a love seat, you have a couple of chairs. But obviously, the highlight of this great room is this fireplace with the beautiful mantle going around it. And then this is interesting because a lot of times we come into homes like this and they're gonna have a TV there. The decision to put 2 mirrors here, that's a really nice touch.
that is.
Yep. And then bookending the fireplace is you have the built-in shelves and you have the undershelf lighting here. It really illuminates the area. Tons of cabinet space. I like it. All right, and then over here to the right, you have your sliding doors that lead out to the backyard, and we'll go out there a little bit later in the tour. But once again, you have the dark colored doors, and with the white paint color in here, that contrast really makes everything stand out. All right, now the kitchen. The first thing I gotta say is I really love the color choices in here. Now, if you look underneath here, they only have 2 bar chairs here. Obviously, you can go 4. Beautiful, beautiful waterfall edge countertop here. And Morgan, let's work our way this way. Tons of cabinet space. Now, this is an interesting touch because a lot of times we see developers take cabinets all the way to the ceiling. They went probably about 8 inches shy of touching the ceiling, but the fact that these cabinets are lit and you have the glass fronts on, it's great for presentation. Easily you can put vases and things in those areas and it just will really make the kitchen pop. You have all Thermador appliances, so let's start with the microwave right here. And then look at this fridge. This is the first time I've actually seen a fridge like this. So you have refrigerator on both sides. You have an ice maker here. You have a cooling or a produce drawer. And then you have freezer spaces down below. This is beautiful. Thermador appliances, really nicely done. Morgan, let's work our way into the kitchen. You do have a countertop space here, so this could be like a coffee bar, espresso bar. I love the choice of the hardware. And we were talking about the baseboards earlier and how they put the trim piece. Well, they even put the trim piece going around here in the kitchen where there isn't truly a baseboard. Nicely done. Look at this range, Morgan. 6 burner. I love the way they paneled around the vent hood here. And what's my favorite thing on these tours?
Pot filler.
Pot filler. You got to have a pot filler, folks. I don't know why these aren't standard in all homes, but this hardware, I don't know what colors. It's not quite brass. I don't know. It almost has a rosy gold tone to it. Yeah. But it's different, but it really works in this space with the colors and the contrast. You have a farmhouse sink, Thermador dishwasher, and then you have your trash pull-out here with 2 cans inside. And Morgan, look at these pendant lights. So, you know, it's funny because when pendant lights first started, I've been doing this for a long time, folks, pendant lights were these little narrow, almost like spotlights. And now we're getting to the point where they're almost true lamps or chandeliers hanging down in the kitchen. But standing here, Morgan, if you just pan back, you can see why, folks, why we say this home is set up for entertaining, because if you're in the kitchen cooking or people are sitting at your countertop here, people are in the living area, You can see everything that's going on. It's just a wonderful open floor plan. All right, and here, just adjacent to the kitchen, you have your breakfast area. And this is a large area as well, so they chose to go with a round table with 6 chairs, but you could easily go rectangular. Great space. And this light fixture here, although it's different than the pendant lights, it has the same feel with this kind of curved hood over the lamp. Now, we can't leave this area without talking about the 4 picture windows. Look at the size of these windows here. 1 there, 2 here, and then 1 here. And this is another thing, folks. A lot of times you're going to see a small window that's kind of facing over the patio. They left this nice and large. And so anywhere where they could maximize natural light coming in, they achieved that. Job well done. Now, one of the homes we recently showed had a clean kitchen and it had a dirty kitchen. And this is similar, not quite the same, but come back here. This is the largest pantry I have ever seen on the channel or any of the homes we've toured. Look at the size of this pantry. But not only is it a pantry, you also have a sink under mount. You have a dishwasher here. So this is a great place, kind of like a true butler's pantry. If you're having a party or a function and you have a caterer, this is a great place where they can prepare food as opposed to being out in the open with all of your guests. But tons of shelving in here. This is beautifully done. All right, so while we're here, Morgan, let's talk about the mud area. And you have nice cabinetry here, a couple of hooks, a bench, and this leads out to your garage. And they did the epoxy flooring in here. It's a 2-car garage, but high ceilings. And this is high enough, I believe, if you wanted to put a lift in here, I believe these are at least 12 feet is what you need to put a lift in the garage. So you could technically probably get 4 cars in here if you were some type of car enthusiast. And let's talk about the fact that there's even more storage. This is like one of those infomercials, but wait, there's more.
And behind this door.
Yeah, I know, it just never ends. So tons more space, so you can't complain about not having enough pantry space, that's for sure. All right, so folks, leave us a message in the comments. How do you feel about this home and in the openness of the floor plan? Do you like the beautiful countertops? Do you like the Thermador appliances? Definitely leave us a message in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. All right, let's work our way back this way. And Morgan, guess what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for you to take over the tour. So folks, I'm going to turn it over to my daughter Morgan. She's going to complete the tour, the 2nd floor, and show you everything that's up there, including an amazing primary bedroom. So I know she can't wait to show it to you. So let's go.
Hi guys, Morgan here, and I'm going to show you the 2nd floor of this house. But before we get there, we definitely want to give more attention to this beautiful staircase. I love the curved stairwell. Every time I see a spiral staircase, it just makes you feel like royalty. It feels very rich and luxurious. I love the railing that they did with the contrast of the white paint. And of course, we cannot not mention the detail of this wall here. They did a rectangular block pattern from basically floor to ceiling. It wraps around through the spiral shape of the stairwell. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I love it.
And so we will make our way to the 2nd floor. And we did carry that same flooring from downstairs to the upstairs as well. So that's absolutely beautiful. But now we're in the loft area. And they have this stage as a sitting area, loft. Maybe you come read a book here. But the cool feature about this loft space is they have a wet bar. So you can make this a media room. Maybe you put a couple of pool tables or a foosball table here. Very cool, but also very entertaining space. But yeah, you have a beverage refrigerator here, And then you have your sink here. So this is a great space for entertaining. You do have 2 windows over there, so you definitely get a lot of natural light seeping through.
You know, the other thing, Morgan, I want to point out is that they were very consistent with this house as far as the lighting. And when you look at the shelves here in the wet bar area, they have that same LED lighting underneath.
Yes.
That's really nice.
Yeah,
And
I definitely love any type of LED lighting touch to a home. Lighting to me is just so crucial, and it really can make or break a home, and it can also just add more personality to your house. So
absolutely.
lighting is crucial. But yeah, this is a great entertaining space upstairs. We'll make our way to the secondary bedroom. There is a total of 3 secondary bedrooms up here.
Correct.
So we'll see bedroom number 1. Great space. They did a vaulted ceiling, so it definitely feels taller than what it is.
You know, it's so funny. I walked in here earlier when I was just kind of previewing the house. I didn't even pay attention to that ceiling. So that's a good catch.
Yes, so they did a vaulted ceiling. You've got beautiful picture windows here, tons of natural light, and this is a really large window. Again, I'm very short, but this window is very tall. I love how much natural light seeps through on both ends of this walls.
And you know what else is kind of cool? That tree. You kind of love and hate it at the same time. But when you're looking outside this window, it looks like a picture.
It doesn't. It almost feels like a fairy tale. Like this
Yeah.
house is very traditional, but it also has a lot of contemporary aspects to
Right.
it as well. So this bedroom is en suite with a bathroom and a walk-in closet, which I'll let you show them the closet. And it's pretty spacious. Of course, you can do some customization. So I love that they left that element there, so you could customize it even more if you wanted to. And then we'll make our way into the bathroom. And I do want to point this out. So this is actually where that stairwell is. So you will see a curved wall, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And the finishes are pretty neutral. They went with a white cabinetry, but I love the black contrast with the black hardware. And then that's a pretty cool linear light fixture there.
Yeah, and then the tile.
Yeah, the tile surround in the shower and the
Niche,
the niche
shampoo
with the
niche.
contrast of the black lining. Very nice.
Yeah, this is a job well done.
Absolutely. All right, so that is bedroom number 1, and we will make our way to the laundry room, which is just off the stairwell right here. And I'll let you pan in there, but notice the flooring that they did in here.
I was just thinking, folks, leave us a message in the comments, because people either love or hate this design of tile. I actually like it.
I think it's a nice touch. It definitely brings some character to your laundry room, so it's not super vanilla.
Right.
But you do have a sink here. I love the quartz countertops, and of course they went ahead and did the black contrast with the hardware as well.
Right. And they did wrap the shelf around. A lot
Yes.
of times you'll just see it, a shelf on one side.
Yes.
So this is pretty cool.
Very nice touches in here too. All right, so we'll make our way to the 2 secondary bedrooms on this side of the hall. And to my right is actually our primary, which I'm really excited to show you guys, but we're gonna get there in just a little bit. So let's see the secondary bedrooms. Again, these are nice and spacious. They added 2 picture windows, so you have that natural light coming in. And as you make your way into this bedroom, all of the secondary bedrooms are en suite with a bathroom and a walk-in closet. This one is a little bit more spacious than the last one that we did see.
Yeah, that's good size for
Absolutely.
secondary.
And you guys can always custom your closets to really maximize the space that they give. But I like that the builders kind of left some room for customization there. And this is your bathroom. This actually has dual entry. And similar finishes to what we just saw. So they did the white with the black hardware. The tile surround is different on this one. This one, I think they went with more of like a marble tiling, which is pretty cool.
And I love when we go into these homes and the developers actually made different selections for each secondary
Yeah.
bathroom. Sometimes they get a little lazy and everything's the same.
Yeah, so it's nice that this one has its own personality.
Right. I'm glad you point out this is a dual entry, so this actually will also service the loft area.
Absolutely, and I did want to point out these linear lights on the mirror, which is a pretty cool feature too.
Yeah, and having them on the mirror is nice.
Right, very different. Normally you'll see them at the top of the mirror, or maybe just not, you won't see them placed onto the mirror. So
that's pretty unique.
Yes. So as we're making our way out of that bathroom, we did want to show you the closet here. So again, more storage.
They're not messing around with the storage.
Not at all.
Whoever designed this house is definitely into having things in places to put them and also entertaining.
Yes. And then, but wait, there's more. So check out how big this closet is.
I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, so this, maybe you store your seasonal items here. I'm not really sure you can store whatever you want in here. It's spacious.
This looks like a second floor pantry.
My thoughts exactly.
Okay.
All right, so we are in secondary bedroom number 3 now. This one is very spacious, very spacious. It looks out onto the street. So you have those beautiful tree-lined trees on the outside.
Yeah, these are great sized secondary bedrooms for sure.
Yes, and then of course they're en suite, so there's a walk-in closet here, which you can definitely go take a look in.
Yeah, and the interesting thing from, selling homes over the years, in secondary bedrooms, you typically will have a light fixture or a light fixture with a fan in the middle of the room. Very rarely in new production homes with builders do you see these additional lights. So you have 4 additional lights in the ceiling. So you really have a lot of wonderful lighting in here.
Yes.
And if you're building with a builder, they're going to charge you extra for each one of those lights in the ballpark of $250 each.
So they weren't messing around with this one. This bathroom actually has a stand-up shower, mud set as well, and I love the finishes in this one. They kind of went with a weaved pattern on the floor, but it also matches the little shower nook.
Yeah, it's nice. Attention to detail is awesome.
I do want to just stop here real quickly and show you how wide these hallways are, but also take a look at how much wall space you actually get on both sides. So if you want to hang mirrors, or if you're art lovers, or maybe you're hanging your family portraits up here, this is the perfect space to do it.
Yeah, tons of wall space.
Tons of wall space to really bring some personality to your home. But now we will make our way to the primary suite. You do have French doors leading you into your bedroom. You have vaulted ceilings with a wood beam.
That's a nice touch.
Really making this space feel larger than what it is. And it's already a large space.
Yeah, you brought a good fact, and that's a king-size bed.
King-size bed. You've got plenty of room on both sides if you wanted to add, your dressers or your nightstands. They did a beautiful large mirror on that side. So again, you've got tons of wall space to play around with.
Yeah, the designer made a great use of mirrors in this house to even make rooms that look larger than they even are.
Absolutely. You have these 3 large windows here. It's almost like it's 1 large windows, but they are broken up into 3. But definitely really allows that natural light to seep in. And then you do have a window on that side, and that one actually opens. So if you do want to allow some fresh air to come into your bedroom, you have the room to do it with that one. Now, one of my favorite parts of this home is what I'm about to show you. Take a look at how beautiful this primary bathroom is. You have a gorgeous spa shower with a soaking tub inside the shower.
That's spectacular.
I love the finishes that they did in here, from the tile selection. The tile goes all the way around. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I agree with you. This spa bath literally runs the width of the bathroom.
Crazy. You have 2 doors, 2 shower heads. I mean,
Yeah, nobody can complain.
no, I don't know why you would.
Right.
But yes, and then we have dual vanities here. So I like that they kept some separation in between. So, you know, his and hers. I have a frosted window here, so you still get some natural light. Even though it's not see-through, it is frosted, but
Right.
still brings some light into the space.
Maintains your privacy.
Maintains your privacy. They went ahead and did the lights on the mirrors again in here. But really nice. I think this is a beautiful presentation of a primary bathroom.
I agree.
So we'll make our way to the closet. Before we do, I want to point out the shelving here. So this is perfect for your linens or, you know, any items you want to showcase in your bathroom. This will be where your water closet is, and they did do some cabinetry above the toilet. And the walk-in closet, I don't know if it's Melanie approved, but it is a nice space. I think for 2 people, you can make it work.
I think you could make it work, but no, it would not get Melanie's stamp of approval because she would take this entire closet for herself.
Yes.
I say this almost on every video, but you know, it is what it is.
Yes, but you can see the custom shelving that they did, the little pockets that they did so you can store your shoes or your purses here. You do have drawers here that are soft close, but I think they really maximize the space in here very well.
I agree.
And I love the touch of the mirror. I think that should also be a staple in any master primary closet that we go into. I think a mirror is a must at this
For sure.
But yeah, exceptional presentation. And we did already show you the laundry room, but I just want to point out how you do have access from your closet to the laundry room.
This is one of the most thoughtful things I think builders can do. And I don't know why this isn't, you know, included in every home where you have this direct access into the laundry room.
Right.
It's very efficient and convenient.
The tour of the second floor. We still need to show you the backyard, so we're going to make our way back downstairs.
All right, so let's take a look at this backyard. So you have double sliders that go out to the rear covered patio. And as we step out, the first thing I noticed, Morgan, is take a look at the ceiling here. This is the same wood paneling that is on the front covered porch. So a lot of symmetry throughout this house. This is a wide enough patio. And you know, the other thing I want to point out, this patio is raised up off of the yard. Pretty cool touch. I like the tile that they chose out here. Then Morgan, follow me this way because you do have an outdoor kitchen. And this is an L-shaped patio, so you have plenty of room out here. So here's your grill, you have a sink, ceiling fan out here. This is a really nice space, perfect for entertaining. And Morgan, earlier in the video, we came through the guest room downstairs and we popped our head out here. There's that door right there to your left. And so if you have guests here, they have access to this area as well without coming through the living area. And then it's just an adequate sized yard. There is room, if you wanted to do a small, narrow pool, you could do that back here, or put in a spool or a nice spa. It's a great space. And Morgan, real quickly, let's walk down this way. And on the side of the house, you have this stoned area, but if you have a dog or something, this could be a little bit of a dog run. So, cool space. And standing here, compared to another side, it actually is more spacious than I thought.
It's actually, yeah, really spacious.
It's a good sized yard. So this lot is 7,700 square feet. And the way the house sits on it, I think it's perfect. All right, so let's head back inside. That wraps up the latest home tour here on Inside Houston Real Estate. I'd love to give a huge thank you to Mike Brombacher of Brombacher & Co., who is the listing agent for allowing this tour to take place. Folks, kindly consider subscribing, definitely hit the like button, and leave us some comments. What did you like most about this house? And definitely hit that bell so you get notified when we release new videos like this one each and every week. If you want to reach us, our contact information is below in the description, and we can definitely arrange a private tour for you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.